Over the last several episodes of Onboard Lifestyle, the crew toggled between project locations to help with the uncomfortable Texas heat.
That was hot.
We were able to not only make good progress on Basik's cockpit galley, but totally complete the first 4 phases of my grandparents' outdoor living area.
Good job!
And don't worry, we still made time to enjoy some world-class cuisine at the same time.
The crunch.
It's the crunch. It's all about the crunch.
Let's pick up our story as the crew is back on board, eager and motivated to gain ground on our cockpit galley project.
Well, everything is now mounted. I've got most of all of this glassed in, faired in. The shelf we installed last week. There's a little bit of glass work to go and some fairing to do on this. But I'll be honest, it's been monotonous work for me. I get a little bored with it. So with a little bit of work to do on the platform and glass work, fairing to do on our drain system here, I still have to finish this, and I will be. But I have other phases of this project I'm going to start jumping on just to kind of break it up mentally for me. Let's take a look at some of these things. This project will be the power supply for the induction cooking. We need to run this from the board all the way back here. It's about a 50-foot run. It's a 110 system, and that will be mounted to this back wall so the induction could plug right into it. It'll be controlled inside on the control panel. This will be our new propane system. We have an existing system now that it's live all the time. What I want to do is have a control on-off switch for each of the systems. So we're going to make a manifold. So years ago, we had the forethought to actually cut these Trident control panels in. And they've been sitting there unwired ever since. And so this should be a relatively easy install. I've already wired in a designated breaker for the LPG system. And these have nice, easy access to finally get these installed. So this will be our outdoor cooking and our indoor cooking. So we could toggle between each one. We could put them both on. We could turn one off, both off. We'll have options. I think this is going to be safe and secure. I like this. So we could just power these off and the propane system is totally shut down. All the water now that's streaming off this upper deck is captured. This is just solid as can be. It's not going anywhere. And shoots out the drain right here. So I need to take a corner and I have options to either direct it out of that scupper. I'm thinking of maybe doing a flexible hose. So I could set a jerry can here and we use it for water collection or just put it out the scupper. I don't know. I'm going to kind of play with that right now. But that's what this little pile of components are. I've got everything I need to kind of experiment and see how we like it. I've got a lot to do in the next couple of days. I'm going to try to do the glass work early in the morning and late at evening. So I'll probably start with this right now. That was a quick hour of sanding to prep this. I was just going through making sure there was no burrs or buildup. Now let's calculate the cloth schedule. Let's figure out what this distance is to wrap this up around. I'm going to use a piece of tape to help get my measurement. I'm just going to lay this down where I want the cloth. Looks like 13 1/4. And now target my thread here. So there's my first cut.
So we are kind of doing a tag team because there is absolutely zero reason why we both have to suffer at the same time. While Teal's out here, I'm inside in the balmy 90-degree temperature in the cabin. So, you know, you guys always say that Teal makes it easier than it looks. It's true, he does. He makes it look so much easier. I struggled there a little bit. Shit. May have said one or two inappropriate things. Shit. That is done. pull in 2 strands, just so then it gives it a little bit of feathering for teal.
I believe I'm all set. Lynn has cut me 2 pieces. It's a little warm out here, so I think I'm just going to tackle one at a time. I'll lay the first one in. Goes 39 inches to right here. I put a little reference mark here so I don't wet out too much surface.
Ready?
I am. Let's do this. Using a roller this time. I got to get a lot of material down fast. Well, that went down really clean. Yeah, I'm happy with that. No bubbles, no wrinkles. My edges are nice and feathered. Let this fire off maybe another 15 minutes or so. Then I'll get this piece down. This piece actually is going to be shy of the end again, probably about in here somewhere. But that's good. I have my drain system. I want a much smaller piece to be wrapping around these edges.
So the first cloth layup went down really nice. We learned a little bit, but it's already hardened. It's kind of tacky still a little bit. So I'm trying to get the second piece on, but it's getting there.
Well, this is looking good. And I'm anxious to button this up. I've only got a few pieces left. Both ends, a little bit of work underneath. But the heat index is around 112 today. It's gonna be a little too warm, so I'm gonna wait to do this till the end of the day. So I'll jump onto the propane system. So let's head inside our propane locker and see what we're in for. Well, this also houses a plumbing chase, wire chase, has my engine controls, it has hydraulic steering. Everything goes through this harness here and under the seating in the cockpit. Propane tanks sit here. There's usually 2. One's being filled right now. And there's a nice drain system in this locker. So if anything ever did leak, it just drops right out. So here's how we've had it set up. Here's the propane lead, go into the tank right here, comes into a regulator, and then just tees off. One went to the indoor galley stove oven, the Force 10, and the other one came through the harness and over to the cooktop in the cockpit. We're going to tear all this off and redesign it. So let's get my compact little helper in here to help me out.
Oof, that's heavy.
There's 2 hoses on the regulator. Just take those off.
Ooh, I think I felt something.
Little puff of propane?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure there's a little pressure in there. The tank's off and I release pressure on the stove. but there might have been some in that line because I have a cap on the other end. It's nice having a walk-in propane locker.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, with the regulator in my hands, we could break this apart now. And build the new manifold. Okay, I'm going to get everything nice and cleaned up. Even though all this is in the propane locker in a nice ventilated area, I don't want any leaks. We're going to be assembling multiple pieces, and you know, I try to avoid that as much as I can, but we'll be real careful, assemble this, and test it thoroughly before we go live on the system. But let's get this thing put together and make sure I have all the correct components. The idea is something like this. Okay, let's get this assembled. These smaller connections are really easy to get some tools on, but this larger one, I think I'm gonna bring this up to the bench vise up at the marina office and really tighten these up. Well, we're all set. Here's how it turned out. I feel real good about these connections. We'll get this installed and test them for any leaks, but I'm pretty confident this went together nice and smooth. I even went through and did a little bit of the electrical work getting all set up for these connections. The only one concern I have is the supply hose here. This is about a year old. We picked this up in Panama, I believe. And I noticed, yeah, there it is right there. A couple little cracks right here. This fitting, got a couple nicks in it too. We have another one on order. We'll get that tomorrow. But let's get this installed. Okay, here you go.
Thank you.
Hey, it's the least I could do.
I got a cute little helper there.
Yeah, you do. It was nice shifting gears onto something else. Propane system is starting to all make sense and come together. A little ways to go on that. We'll have electrical and new hose coming in for that before we fire it up. But at the end of each day, I got to get a little glass work done. Temperature's starting to come down, so I'm going to get at least this end piece done. It's a little bit tricky because I'm going to be starting from the inside, wrap around this all the way around here, wrap this around this radius, feathering it out, and then coming around this corner onto here. So this is a compound folded piece, and I don't know, guess we'll just have to get into it and see how it goes. I took a few measurements just to kind of get me the rough size. Pulled a few threads to make this easy. Okay, let's start forming this one in.
It's like wrapping a Christmas gift. Hey, that laid down pretty good, actually, considering the difficulty level. This was a 7 out of 10 on a difficulty fold.
Yes.
But hey, I've got the double folds on the corners. It overlaps onto here. I'll be able to sand that out nicely. I'll just kind of let this thing just start to cure, and I'll be able to push any little pieces in if I need to. But other than that,
You're happy with it.
I am happy with it. I mean, look at this. Look at, I was able to fold this out and splay this out without cutting all this material. That's all feathered out, all the way up through here.
Yeah.
You can't even see it, and it feathers out here, around here. I did have to do a little cut on this mitered corner, but I was able to overlap that so it's double thick right through here. Yeah. Take those gloves off.
They're sweaty.
I'm out of surgery. Little side note, look at this. Not one drip.
One more to go?
Yeah, I'm gonna start figuring that one out. That one's gonna be,
Way more difficult.
yeah, that one's gonna be an 8.
I think it's going to be a 9 because it has the drain hole.
I know. This one might be tomorrow morning. Because that was firing off fast. I need about another 4 minutes of working on this, so yeah, I think that's what we'll do. That's our first job tomorrow, right before we pull wires. Well, I'm anxious to get the propane system wired in to our 12-volt house bank. But before we do that, I'm back on a little bit of glasswork this morning before it gets too hot. I'm going to tackle this little difficult one. And why it's difficult is it has to wrap up around now this drain system, and around and tuck underneath, up the walls, and around this surface here. All these have to line up, so there's a lot of calculations involved. So I took my tape and laid it out on our little project. Then transferred those tape here. Here's a hose right here. This will mark it out for me. I'll be able to just cut that right out right now. My idea is to lay this cloth over the drain without running too much into the drain, because I'll have to grind that out later. I knew this one would be a little difficult, but we'll get it.
It wasn't looking too good a couple minutes ago, but
It all just kind of folds into place. A little bit of watching it for the next few minutes. Make sure nothing drips or sags. See, like this little bubble right here? Gotta work that out. There we go. Well, here's how this turned out. I think it looks pretty good. We have nice coverage over everything. I even put an extra pad around the drain system here. So it's doubled up there, doubled up on the corners, and it feathers nicely up onto the wall. And I think Lynn's right. This was a difficulty level of 9, not an 8. Don't you think?
well, you know, the wifey's always right. I don't want to brag. I just know how difficult this is. You forget sometimes.
I feel good about getting the glass all the way around this. It's time to jump back onto the propane system. Going to be running some electrical leads. Meanwhile, Lynn's in here continuing the big haul.
It's amazing how much stuff. I feel so bad. A lot of it's expired in the last year or two. This is the stuff that I think I can salvage, but it's what happens when you're not on board full time. It's either that or we just have another solution to all this. Eat more.
Eat more. Hey, I'm in.
I don't know if I'm in yet.
So Lynn's going to continue this while I jump on this. Is I need to run a power lead from the panel over to the Trident control panels. And I'll jump between those to get some power in there. And then we'll run individual leads. The journey is going to take us from the nav station down under the stairs, down the hall, into the stateroom, into the locker, under the seats, all the way in. So here's the game plan. All the wires are going to be going through this chase here. I've got 2 spools of wire downstairs over here. So I'll quickly calculate the wire size. It's 12 volt, runs 0.7 amps. It's going to run 50 feet. There's going to be 2 wires in the bundle, and it's going to run continuous, 18 gauge. We'll just be pulling these, the 50 feet, down through here, and we'll get it pulled all the way tight to the propane locker. We'll make the connections and then tension it back and work our way backwards.
Easy peasy.
Not yet. There, I see it.
Okay, got it.
And just pull those so you hit a little tension. Okay, there we go. I've got a messenger tied to a messenger, but we're getting it. Okay, start pulling.
I see it.
Is it gonna go?
Yep, it's going.
Okay, we still have the next one, which is the big knot. Hang on. Okay, go ahead. Hold on. Okay, pull. Hold on. Is it not going? There.
Always makes me nervous, but uh-oh.
What?
It got loose.
Oh, man.
Oh man. Almost done. Okay, take 2. I'm pulling.
Hold on. Okay.
I got it.
Pull them individually. Right there. Looks like I have plenty of lead to make it to my connections. It is now snaked all the way through the boat, and we have this place torn apart. Okay, there's my other side. We got a mess going, and we're running out of time fast. We have some obligations, so we got to get out of here. I think we're gonna kind of button things up on the boat right now, get this loaded up, and hit the road. God, I hate leaving a project like this unfinished, but got about an hour's worth of packing to do. And Lynn hasn't stopped.
I don't think I have a choice.
You're a machine.
I am.
Okay, let's head back to the house.
Thanks for watching our 400th episode of Onboard Lifestyle. A huge thanks goes out to our wonderful patrons. The support drives the production of our channel. Join our crew if you can. It feels nice to finally shift gears away from not just fiberglassing, but working on other aspects of the cockpit galley refit. It's been hard work going back and forth so much between the house and the boat, so giving Basic some extra love was much needed. Come back next week as we continue to focus on Basic and decide the next step of our galley refit. See you then!